He'll be out at least a couple weeks, and then we'll see from there with a calf injury.
Is it planned to rotate back?
Yeah. I think you saw AJ out there today. We're on with the first group. Probably tomorrow or the next day will be somebody else. We're just going to kind of even off the work with everybody.
Any thought on bringing in a better inside linebacker?
Not yet. We haven't talked about that yet. There's not a lot out there right now when 32 teams have 90 guys in camp on their roster.
What do you like about Johnson there at inside linebacker?
Well, he's got good size. He's a thumper in there. He's strong. He's just got to improve his overall understanding and execution. He's a guy that you guys know the story. Missed a lot of football in his career, and he's got a lot of catching up to do. Not just in our system, but learning how to play in the NFL and overcoming all the lack of action that he missed throughout his career.
Is Holland still making a lot of progress learning that inside spot?
He is. Yes, he is.
What's the biggest adjustment for him going outside and inside?
The biggest adjustment, I don't think it's a problem going back and forth, but it's a little bit of an issue for him because he hadn't done it much. He did it a little bit in college, very, very little. Did it a little bit in a college all-star game. So the newness of the position is more so an issue than going back and forth. But he's been doing fine with it.
And then does Josie Jewell take over for Todd in terms of calling plays?
Yeah, both your inside linebackers hopefully can do that, and they share those duties during the game. So, yeah, it'll be seamless with him.
Kevin Hogan looked like a rough day today with some interceptions. Are you planning on kind of keeping him second man in for a while and having him go out, or is it?
Why can't you look at those as good plays by the defense?
Well, there was that too.
All right. Yes, it's way too early to start any thoughts that way.
How big of a sample size do you need before you can come to a conclusion?
I don't think there's anything etched in stone, but, you'd like to see, obviously, more practices, preseason game or two, and then maybe.
You talked about Bosby needing to be more consistent during OTAs. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty good first couple days. I got to go in and verify today's work on the tape, but he's been doing better, Hopefully Boz is a guy that's slowly but surely maturing and growing into being a professional football player.
What did you see from Freeman? And is there a way with Lindsey you could use him a little differently than I used him last year, just in terms of just getting touches? It doesn't necessarily have to be rushing the ball.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's a versatile guy. He's got the ability to be a good receiver. He's got good hands. We can split him out some. So, yeah, I think we'll be doing some of that.
Are you guys at the point where you've decided how you will divvy up quarterback reps in the preseason games and all that?
No, we haven't, but we will. And it's nice that we have the extra game. It really is.
What would you like about David Williams to bring him back?
Well, I didn't know anything about him and still know very little about him, obviously. But the guys here have had some feelings for him, both the personnel guys and Curtis did. So it was a good opportunity for us to bring him back.
Cortland, did you get a chance to tease him a little bit yesterday? Did you notice he had a nice?
He was ducking me yesterday a little bit.
He bounced back today.
Yeah, I relied on you guys to get the word to him, the little teasing.
A lot of secondary receivers do make a jump in production. What is it about that first year of experience that pays off?
Well, I think when rookies come into the NFL, there's a certain amount of unknown. Just the speed of the game. It's another level up. You go from high school. There's a lot of high school players that don't play college football. It's a weeding out process. There's a lot of guys that play in college football that don't play in the NFL. It's a weeding out process. And now you've got the top of the line here. In college, you've got the top players over a 4 or 5 year period. Here you got top players over 10, 12 year period with only 32 teams. There's 500 teams playing college football. So the level of competition and talent at this level is so much more extreme than they've ever been exposed to. And at his position, he's seeing coverages and coverage techniques that he's never been exposed to. So, the unknown of that hopefully has gone away. There's still some there. He's not a seasoned vet yet, but hopefully he should be better. And he's worked very hard in the offseason, now knowing what he's up against.
Coach, is there a plan for Noah Fant? Seems like he's behind Harmon and Fumagalli. Is there a process there to get him more reps? Does he have to earn those more reps to get in front of those guys?
Both. Everybody's getting a lot of reps right now. And so we have a process of controlling the reps. What unit he gets them with at this early stage is not as important. But as he keeps establishing himself, those reps will move up into the unit that he's with.
What's your confidence level in the depth on the offensive line right now?
I think our offensive line's in good shape. We got hopefully a good unit in our front five. We're looking for the next guys. We'll probably keep, all depends, 8, 9, or 10 offensive linemen. You never know how your roster's going to shake out. And we're looking for those guys.
Your impressions of Wolf so far and how he might fit in this defense, Derek?
Derek? He's been doing great. I think Derek likes it. I think it suits his style of play. And I think Derek is really happy right now, which is hard to believe. I've heard he's a grumpy guy, but he hadn't been grumpy around me. I enjoy being around him. But I think he's in a good spot.
Coach, you brought up the weather yesterday. You're still rocking the sweatshirt, 100 degrees.
I'm not the only guy wearing a long sleeve shirt out there. I'm telling you, I hate to be, but I've been in way more severe weather than this. And it doesn't feel hot to me. It really doesn't. Now, when I was in those other places, I was in a lot better shape myself, so I didn't mind. Half the reason I got this on is to hide my gut.
Coach, it seems like for the last decade there's been a bunch of music in practices regardless of the coach, and it doesn't seem like there's really any except very early on when the guys are just kind of rolling out. Thought process.
Anybody that's been a position coach or an assistant coach, they don't like the music because it makes it hard to talk to your guys. And so I don't see the benefit of having music out there. And I was an assistant coach, and I don't want to have to drum out the noise to talk to my players. And there's no music in games, okay? And when it comes to the point where we need to simulate crowd noise in practice, which we will do, it will be noise. It won't be music. It will be noise. So that's what it is in the game. So, noise by definition sounds annoying. Music sounds nice. So if we got to deal with noise, let's deal with noise.
What's your taste for music?
Excuse me?
What's your taste for music?
Well, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Michael Jackson.
Coach, was that something that was going on throughout the course of your career that just always kind of bugged you, and you always said to yourself, man?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like to have to yell to communicate to a player that's standing as close as me and you are. That makes no sense.
When you had Bryce Carroll here in Chicago, where do you think he made his biggest strides that's going to help him be a big part of this team?
He just kept getting better and better all the time. Bryce started off his career, he was an undrafted free agent out of college and started on our practice squad. And then we pulled him up about midway through his rookie season. And he just kept getting better and better. Bryce is a smart player. He understands football. He understands what we're doing. And really glad we got him. And he can, he was a nickel for us. Played only a little bit of corner. But he can play corner, and he may end up being a corner for us. You may not see him at nickel.
A few more for the coach?
It looked like yesterday and today Drew Lock has tendency to do the sidearm thing, like the Patrick Mahomes-esque. Do you guys just let him be, or is that something that you'll think about chiming in and say, hey, let's keep it a little bit more bottom-out?
I think a quarterback that can change his arm angles is a positive when it's needed. I don't think you want to do it when you don't have to do it. Okay, obviously if somebody's in my face and I might have to do that, that's good to have that talent. But if I'm here strong in the pocket and there's nothing, I don't want to throw. I want to throw over the top, nice and strong, and not rely on sidearm. So it's good that he can do that, but he needs to use it when he needs to, not when he doesn't need to. And I think that's part of, what I said yesterday. his college offense really had no carryover to pro offenses, and he was under duress a lot of times in his college, and so a lot of his plays he was running around, and I don't think he's far as long being a ready NFL quarterback as he could have been. Okay, so that's what I mean when he's got to get ready. He's not a quarterback yet. He's a hard throwing pitcher that doesn't know how to pitch yet. So faster he gets that, the better off he'll be and will be.
How are you dealing with the last one, Nate? Of oversight over all three phases?
I keep my hand and nose into everything. Obviously, I'm more in with the defense. I spend time in meetings with the defense. I do sit in on some offensive and special teams meetings and, remain in constant contact with the coaches.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, see ya.